First of all, FBI has opened an investigation into the trading losses at JPMorgan Chase. Fantastic. That's good news. And as luck would have it, shareholders are meeting. Actually, they just met in Tampa, Florida for the shareholders meeting for JPMorgan and a enthusiastically backed chief executive, Jamie Dimon. Of course. There was a proposal to split the CEO and chairman titles at least, not to fire him, not to take away his compensation or anything like that, but just to split the titles and have somebody else watching the store as well. Nope, voted against it because in reality, of course, the executives run this thing. Jamie Dimon runs the shareholder meeting and he decided, oh, should I take away my own power? No. Okay, so having said that, apparently some people are still surprised. Dennis Hong is a principal with Altimeter Capital, and it's a hedge fund that manages about $250 million. And he says, quote, it's really shocking because JPMorgan has been known as the most conservative in terms of managing their business risks. They may be losing their way. See, now I bring that to you because I'm amazed that they're amazed. Like, here's a guy investing $250 million, and he's like, oh my God, JPMorgan lost $2 billion. By the way, I've read more now. It is definitely going to be larger than $2 billion. Definitely. Okay? So he's like, oh my God, it turns out they're not safe at all either. I'm amazed by these guys. Of course, you're doing an untold amount of derivatives trading. It's just pure gambling. Has anyone ever gone to a casino? Has anybody ever played blackjack? Do you not know what happens? Of course they're going to lose at some point. There's no regulation. It's a black market. Like literally, like black as in opaque, as in we can't tell what the hell's going on in the market. There's no trading in the open on it. It's a recipe for disaster. How could these guys not know it? Anyway, apparently some of the shareholders didn't know it either. And I feel bad for this person. A. Real is an 85-year-old shareholder. She's owned stock for more than a decade. And she says, quote, I'm amazed that they think that $2 billion is a bump in the road. But of course they do, because it's not their $2 billion. It's your $2 billion. They're not the shareholders. You are. They're gambling with your money and depositors' money so they can make money for themselves, the executives. So, well, some people have caught on to that. A little late now, but at least I'm glad that they have. And this is a movement that I love. New York City Comptroller John Liu is saying, hey, you know what? We got a $400 million stake in JPMorgan because of the pension funds in New York. And you know what? That money that people like Ina Drew, their chief investment officer, made at least minimum of $29 million over the last 2 years alone. I want it back. He's saying, look, we got to do a clawback. Well, if you made $29 million because you're a financial genius and you made this company a lot of money, and it turns out, oops, you're not a financial genius, you didn't make the company money, in fact, you lost at least $2 billion of shareholder money, well then, why did I pay the $29 million to you? We can claw it back, give the money back. I love that movement. Godspeed to you, John Liu. So here's someone else who's in favor of it, Sheila Bair, who's been right about so many things throughout all these years, speaking out against Democrats or Republicans when they wanted to deregulate the banks. She's the former head of the FDIC. She says, quote, clearly the whole purpose of clawbacks is if you make a bad bet that results in losses, compensation should be clawed back. Can I get an amen? Abso-frickin-lutely. But you know what? They've now put on enough pressure that even Jamie Dimon is saying, quote, we will do the right thing. That may well include clawbacks. Booyakasha. Now, look, that's just loose talk for now. It's not the result. We're nowhere near the end of this. My guess is the losses are much, much larger. Here's one of the reasons I say that. Jamie Dimon, look, their revenue was $90 billion last year. If they lost $2 billion on a trade, my guess as to Jamie Dimon's actual reaction is, oh, come on, right? And he's going to say, look, we're still profitable. We're massively profitable, even with the $2 billion loss. I think he'd come and shake that off and be like, oh, that's regular course of business. You guys are idiots. You don't know anything. I'm a banking genius. And every banking genius knows that you lose $2 billion in the process of making even more money, right? But he hasn't said that because it ain't a $2 billion loss. It ain't a $3 billion loss. The loss is probably much, much larger. This is what they do always with bad news. They didn't just come out and say, oh, we screwed up everything. Here it is. They go, oh, well, you know, it was $2 billion. What do you think? What's the reaction? Ooh, not good. Okay. All right, let's try 3 billion. Because in the first day, it was 2 billion. The next day, there was a story out about how it was 3 billion. And then there was a story out about how it might be 4 billion. Let's see where it ends, right? But here's how I hope it definitely ends, which is clawbacks. Not just for Ina Drew, not just for the guys in London who made those trades, but for Jamie Dimon. He was supposed to be the guy who knew all this stuff. You know, he's the guy who claimed, I know the bones of this joint. Like he knows it so well. He knows every little detail. And now he says, oh, there was a department doing $370 billion in trading, and I didn't know about it. Wait. Which one is it? Are you the financial genius that knows every detail of your business? They used to call JPMorgan in their own grandiose ways a fortress, a financial fortress. But now you say, oh, I didn't know there was $370 billion in trading. Okay, now, of course, whenever they're in trouble, they go to the I'm an idiot defense. I don't know anything, I'm incompetent defense. Funny how that works. Now, but there is one guy still defending them. That would be President Obama. Oh, God help me. Here he is on The View.
JPMorgan is one of the best managed banks there is. Jamie Dimon, the head of it, is one of the smartest backers we got. And they still lost $2 billion in counting. This is why we passed Wall Street reform. The whole point was, even if you're smart, you can make mistakes. Think about it. This is the best, or one of the best managed banks. Right. You could have a bank that isn't as strong, isn't as profitable, making those same bets, and we might have had to step in. And that's exactly why Wall Street reform is so important.
Why are you still praising the guy? Why are you doing it? He lost all this. You don't know how deep this thing goes. We're at the tip of the iceberg, and you're out there on national television talking about how much you love this banker who just proved himself to be either incredibly greedy and knew the risks he was taking and knew that he could blow up in his face, or so stupid that he didn't understand the gigantic risk that his company was taking. Why are you on national TV defending him? Because the guy, President Obama is conservative in his bones, He's like, oh my God, it's the CEO of JPMorgan. Oh my, he's so beloved. He's such a genius. Of course he is. He's so smart and so well managed that they just totally screwed up like you couldn't believe. It's national headlines. Why are you defending the guy? God, no. All right, by the way, you want to get Wall Street money? I don't know if you know this, President Obama. The ship has sailed. As I tell my 2-year-old son, choo-choo, it's gone. I know choo-choo's a train. Don't mess with me.